G'day guys, welcome back to another week of building the Santisima Trinidad. This week we're going to be working on the grating that goes onto the lower deck. Instructions actually call for these grating parts to be painted gold. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or whether I'm just going to do them in a light stain. We'll see what happens with that. We also have these 2x2 pieces of wood that we have to make a frame around it out of. Before we do that, we have to shape the wood using one of Artesania's shaping tools. The one that we'll be using is this one on the end here. I guess you'd call it a quarter circle. So we'll be using that to get the shape that we're after. That'll be then placed around, as I said, in the frame, painted black, and then we also have some wood that we'll be putting across here that will also be painted black. So I'll set the camera up and we'll get started. Okay, all we have to do to shape the wood is literally drag it through the shape that you're trying to achieve. It takes a little while, but it's not hard. Just drag it backwards and forwards until you get the shape that you're after. So once I've gotten to that point, I'll restart the video and show you how it ends up. Okay, so I've got this first piece done. Can't really get it to focus, but yeah, there is actually a curve there. It's just difficult to see it on camera. So I'll be doing the rest of the wood the same, and then once we've completed all that, we're putting it on the side with the curve facing out, and then we'll cut it to the correct size to form that frame. Okay, now that we've got it trimmed to shape, we've just got to line it up on the side, and I'm going to cut a 45-degree angle at each end, just so that when the four pieces all come together they'll be perfectly aligned. So I'll just start off with marking where I need to be. I just got my little angle gadget here. I'm not sure what it's actually called, and just line it up with the angle that I need, and then just cut it through. And I just need to flip it around and do the other side. It's a bit difficult doing it the opposite way and trying to keep it on camera at the same time. Okay, that's it, that's both ends done. Just do a test fit. Okay, there's something not right here. It probably helps if you turn it around the correct way. So yeah, that lines up pretty well, perfect. So I'll do the other 3 and then I'll get back to you. Okay, now we've got that 2mm frame done. As I said, the instructions calling us to paint the grating gold. I've decided I'm going to stain it in a golden teak. Instructions actually call for this whole grating to be pushed out first, painted, paint the frame, then put it all back together again, which is something I'm not going to do. I've decided I'm just going to stain it and then paint around the outside. I'm pretty confident I can paint it accurately enough to not get paint over the grating. So I'll get the stain ready to start with, and we'll begin with that. Next up, we have to prepare these boards that we're going to be gluing across each of these points on here. That's a 1x4mm board, and this is a 1x5mm. That one goes on the slightly bigger one towards that end. As far as shaping goes, they're only very small change in shape for these ones. Where is it? I've lost it. There it is. That's the curve for the 1x4, and then on the other side we have the 1x5mm. It's difficult to see it, but it's very, very slight curve. So I'll prepare these ones, cut them to 47mm lengths, paint them, and then we'll fit them to the grating. Okay, that's in place. The larger of the grating, this end, that goes towards the stern, and then the smaller towards the bow. These slots will actually have cannonballs in them at some point, but now we've got some more frames to add to the ship, so I'll just reset the camera. Okay, next we have this part 50 to fit, one on each side of the ship. The curve on it, that goes towards the inside of the ship, and it just slots into this little position here. And then I believe we'll have a frame that will travel down the side here, and it will rest against that little piece that we've just put in. So I'll get that next piece ready now. Okay, next up we've got part 51, another frame, got the arrow pointing towards the bow. I've also painted this front section, I'll show you why shortly. The matching part 51 for the other side. And then we have a cross frame, part 52, which just goes at the front here. Oops. Now, so I can just get the glue, or get it to sit in the correct position. I'm just going to hold that in place for now. And then finally we have part 53 that will go into the front just through here. The whole of that is painted black, which will match up with the black that I've put at the front of each of these frames. Okay, so I'll leave that to dry, and then we'll be putting the beams that the next deck sits on. Okay, next up we have 3 of the deck support frames, F2, F3 and F4. They'll just be going into their corresponding frames. Next up we have this part FMPH. This is just going to slot into this position right here. I'm assuming that's just going to be holding the mask in place at some point. Okay, next we're just going to plank this front area here. The wood they've given us for this is 0.5 by 4 millimeters. So I'll just be applying the glue across the front, place them in the right position. Okay, now these are in place, we'll just wait for it to dry, trim it up, sand it, stain it, and then we'll start planking this front part of the ship here. Okay, I'm going to have to call this video here. I've been in hospital the last 2 days with pneumonia and I won't be able to keep going for a little while. I don't think there'll be a video next week either. So thank you for your patience and I'll be back as soon as I can. Cheers.